Welcome back to the WOFO FC podcast. I'm your host, Natalie Berezzi. Thanks for tuning in. This is our second episode. That's right, we're still here and thriving. At least we're trying. Thanks for listening, and let's get right into the news. So, match day 16. In general, all the games were shown on TV just like last week, except for one, which was Athletic Club versus Levante, which I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully next week all the games will be shown either on TV or on streams by the clubs, because we want to see these games, because they're getting better and better. Going right into the Barca match, away against Tacón, 6-0. People were saying that the game would be different from the 9-1 in the first game of the season, and it was. This time it only took them 20 minutes to score 4 goals, and in the other game it took a bit longer. 4 goals in the first half. Oshoala in the second minute with it was like a chest goal, a fantastic cross from Marta. The second goal came in the 17th minute from Jenny Hermoso, right outside the box, cool-headed, straight into the corner. 2 minutes later, I later looked away for 2 minutes, and they were already 3-0 up. Oshoala in the 19th minute, it was a little play from Marta to Jenny. Jenny with incredible vision to get the ball to Oshoala, just a chef's kiss kind of pass, great vision. Oshoala going straight for goal. And then in the 38th minute, Marta Torrejon, the goal that she deserved. She was participated in almost all the goals. Great game from her. A header, of course. She's so dangerous in the air. And an assist from Lique Martens, her first assist this season. Glad to see her back at it again. Her first assist this season. Glad to see her doing great things, because she's a great player. In the 47th minute, Oshoala giving us the 5th goal, her 3rd goal, getting that hat trick. It looks like a beautiful goal from what I can tell. From the stream, you can't really tell though, because the sun was right in front of the camera and it created a glare. So you can just barely see the goal. She gets in the middle of a misunderstanding between the Tacón defenders, gets the ball, scores from outside the box. Goalkeeper got nothing on it, and she got her hat trick. But then she said, you know what, 3 goals, that's not enough for me. In the 63rd minute, she got her 4th goal, a header, cross from Hamraoui. Of course, these two have a great connection. Hamraoui also assisted Oshoala in her goal against Athletic Club. Hopefully these two will continue like this, because it's a great duo. Looking at the lineup, in the back it was Sandra Paños as always. In the defense, Marta Torrejon, Mapi León, Andrea Pereira, and Leila Wahabi. In the midfield, Alexia Aitana Hamraoui, and on top, Jennifer Hermoso, Lique Martens, and Oshoala. Patri and Mariano were rested this match. Stephanie van der Gracht was back on the bench after not being in the last match against Athletic, although she had received the medical green light. Sadly, Laia Codina did not make it into the final list. I did want to see her play. I do want to see her getting minutes, but I'm sure she'll have a chance later in the season. And Lique Martens getting her 3rd start of the season, this game being her first full 90-minute game of the season. Mariona and Patri did not play at all, and Hamraoui started in the XI. The substitutions during the game were Melanie came on for Leila Wahabi at halftime. There was no injury. It was mainly so Leila could get some rest and Melanie would get some minutes. They were winning 4-0. It was a win-win for everyone. And then one of the big moments of the substitutions was the debut for our new player, Ana Maria Sinagocevic. Hopefully I got the name right this time. Sinagocevic came on for Marta Torrejon, who had played a great match. The Swiss player came in the 56th minute for Torrejon and got about 30 minutes of playing time. After that, Candela came on for Jenny, and Stephanie van der Gracht was back on the pitch, coming on for Pereira. She played 20 minutes. Going into the game analysis, the game, I thought it was going to be a lot closer, considering the fact that Tacón had just won 5-1 against Sevilla. Even in the pre-match interviews, Luis Cortés was saying that it'll be a very different game. In another interview, Mapi said it would be a different game. It was only slightly different. Barca got a clean sheet this time, but still very dominant. The game was over in the first 20 minutes. Even though the first 20 minutes were kind of all over the place for Barca, they were not really able to hold possession. I mean, Tacón got very few chances, but when they did with Jacobson, they were very dangerous. But it wasn't like Tacón was creating chances. It was just that Barcelona kept losing the ball, but they were still attacking a lot more. It just wasn't their best 20 minutes of the season, considering the fact that they've done so well this season. So the standards are just very high now. One of the standout players for me was Jennifer Hermoso, not just for her great goal and also for her assist, but also her defensive work. I mean, the whole team was doing really well in the defense, but she would always come back, steal the ball, go back to the midfield, help the team recover possession. And I think that in the last 2 matches, even I was getting kind of worried about the fact that, 2 matches she hadn't scored. She had scored in every league match, and then she finally got her goal in the game against Tacón. But she's also so important, her and Oshoala as well, when they help in the defense. And that's a really big reason why the team has conceded so little amount of goals. But one thing we do have to talk about of those 2 strikers, the goals that they have between them. Jenny this season, 16 goals. Oshoala, 14 goals. They're the top 2 in the league and the top 5 in Spain. If you look at the top 5 goal scorers in Spain, number 1 is Jennifer Hermoso with 16 goals. Number 2 is Lionel Messi with 13 goals. And actually tied for number 2 with Lionel Messi is Asisat Oshoala with 13 goals as well. And Karim Benzema in 4th with 12 goals. Between Jenny and Asisat, they have 30 goals between them. That's the same amount that Atletico Madrid has scored. That's wild. I'm so happy they're on our team. Thank you. Thank you to the football gods for this. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Also, Asisat just won the African Footballer of the Year award, her 4th. No big deal. And she definitely proved that it was right. She scored 7 goals in her last 4 games. Top player. Another great player of the match was Marta Torrejón. Such an underrated player, but so talented. She played a part in almost every goal. Because Jenny and Aitana were going in more into the field to get the ball, she had more space on her side and could just come into the attack at any time. Her crosses were fantastic, and of course, when she got into the box, her aerial game is so dangerous. I'm surprised she didn't score more than 1 goal. I'm so glad to see her. She's like one of the top scorers of the league this season. Or she's on the top list, I believe. Just such a solid player. Now that Ana Maria Tunigocevic is on the team, it'll obviously create more competition for Marta, but obviously that's good. So Marta can rest on the one side, but also to raise more competition between the 2 of them. And that'll be really exciting to see. For Tacón, they were able to create some chances. Jacobson won the most dangerous player. I mean, she's a world-class player, so of course she's going to cause problems. But there were some times where I honestly thought she was going to score. There was a really moment where she was outside the box. It would have been an incredible goal. And I was like, oh, that's going in. She passed all the defenders. I was like, oh no, they're going to score. We won't get that clean sheet. Sandra Paños, an incredible save. And she completely shut me up. I was like, okay, I'm so sorry for doubting you. Miss Paños, I won't do it again. Even though she barely gets to touch the ball in any of these games, she's still laser focused. And we'd love to see that. Going back to Lique Martens' first full game, she was back to her regular side on the left. And you can definitely see a difference in her when she plays on the left. She was showing definite signs of her top form. She was really creating problems for the Tacón defense on that left side. She probably could have even gotten more assists from her crosses if they had connected with more players in the box, because she was just doing cross. She was creating a lot of problems. She was going past a lot of players. She nutmegged a few players, It's really nice to see her getting back to her form. Nice to see her playing 90 minutes. I'm just thinking about the fact that, even though Marilona was on the bench and Caro is injured, we still won 6-0, and we have so much talent on the bench, injured, on the field. You just have so many options. Oh my god, this is an amazing team. I'm so glad I'm alive to see this. Thank you, the universe. Also, with Lique and that attack on the left, her passes with Leila and even with Jenny and Alexia were just, oh my god, fantastic. Every time the ball went to that side, it was just, there could be 4 defenders around them and they would just pass, nutmeg, and get completely through it with no issues, and then create an attack. Speaking of attack, Barcelona has now scored 62 goals in the league. double the amount of Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid's in second place, double the amount. Only 5 goals against. Levante, in third place, is the second team with the lowest amount of goals conceded. They have conceded 13 goals. Barcelona has only conceded 5. 5! I saw the other day a tweet about Courtois, Real Madrid's goalkeeper, who had conceded, I think, 9 goals in 14 games. And Sandra Paños has conceded 5 in about the same amount of games. That's crazy. This defense is a wall. Sandra Paños is a wall. Another exciting stat from the game is that it was the 100th Barca game for Aitana Bonmatí and Mapi León. Really excited for them. I love them. Hopefully they'll play for 100 more. Aitana is, how old is she? Younger than me. And she's got that many games. Aitana is literally, well, she's like 1 day younger than me. Literally. She's 21. She's played 100 games at the top level with Barcelona. That's really impressive. And Mapi León, of course, one of Luis Cortez's most used players. Such an important player in the defense. One of the best defenders in the world for me, men or women's. I honestly, like, if we could clone her and put her on the men's team, that'd be incredible. Well, you know what? If we could just switch the women's defense with the men's, no, I wouldn't want to switch them. I would want to clone them, because if we put the men's defense on the women's team, it's not helping anyone. But anyway, that can't happen, so I'm just really grateful that we have this defense and Sandra Paños on the women's team. Going into the league table results, Barcelona is first, of course, with 43 points, 7 points ahead of second place Atletico Madrid they don't look the same as last season. Without Jenny, the goals just aren't coming. They had a tough match against Sporting Huelva, winning 1-0 from a penalty goal by Ángela Sosa. Atletico Madrid remains second in the league with 36 points. Going into injury updates, Graham Hansen is still recovering from a foot injury. It's still yet to be known how long she'll be out, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. I mean, the team hasn't said anything, but it doesn't seem like she needs a surgery or anything, but maybe they're just resting her as to not make it worse. Obviously, Andrea Falcón just had surgery. She's out for the rest of the season. But we did have another injury. Vicky Losada got injured before the Tacón game, feeling discomfort in her Achilles tendon. They will be waiting to see how the injury evolves. Hopefully it's not too bad. Obviously, the midfield competition is intense for the team right now, but Vicky Losada is still such an important game. She's our little captain, and she's a vital part of the team. I also want to talk about the debut of Ana Maria Sinagocevic. Finally, we've been waiting for this. She couldn't play until January, but she didn't play against Athletic Club. She showed up coming on for Marta Torrejon. She hasn't played since November, but she was looking good. There were some moments where there was like a lack of communication or some misunderstanding between her and some of the players, but when she got, on the pitch for a few minutes, she was creating some real danger. She almost assisted Asisat Oshawala in a goal. She's really fast. Considering the fact that she just started with the team, she's already creating danger. I'm happy about it. Also wanted to talk about the post-match reactions. Luis Cortez also celebrating his 1 year as coach of FC Barcelona. He said it was a special week, and considering how volatile football is, elite football, being at Barcelona for a year is actually a long time, and that, he's happy with the team, he's happy that this whole project is working well, that the results are good, that the players are happy, and that they're on a good path. As for his 2020 objectives, he said that their main objective for this year is obviously the league. They haven't won it for 4 years, and that is what they're working for. He also said that anything else that comes will be welcome. There are other competitions like the Queen's Cup, the Super Cup, and the Champions. They'll work to the fullest to try to win these competitions as well. He said that they're a very competitive team. They even try to win in the scrimmages and training. So they're going to give their all, but their main focus will be on the league. In Marta Torrejon's post-match interviews, they asked her if her national team retirement helped her focus more on Barca, considering the fact that her performances have been so good this season. She said that one of her reasons for retiring was so she could focus more on the club, and that she's feeling really good. She's feeling fresh, motivated, excited. She said that it shows on the pitch, and I agree. They also interviewed Miss Sandra Paños. They asked her how she is able to stay concentrated to make incredible stops like she did in the game, even when she's rarely having to intervene in the play. She actually said, I'm starting to get used to having to interfere very little in the game, and those few interventions have to be good ones, but that she has to, maintain the concentration of the defense, make sure everybody's paying attention just in case anything slips by. And the fact that she's getting used to having to intervene is crazy. She's just over there bored. How does she stay focused like that for 90 minutes? Whatever, I'm not gonna question it. Keep doing what you're doing, Sandra Paños, because you're doing it well. They also brought up a point what was interesting. They were saying that if she thinks that the regularity in the league, the fact that Barcelona is winning so much, the fact that maybe the competition in the Primera Iberdrola isn't, as high of a level as the Champions League, and that this regularity would be negative when the Champions League. And she said that obviously there's a difference between the league and the Champions League, but we're trying to maintain the intensity in our training sessions every week, that the teammates have been doing incredible work, top quality, and that's the best way for them to face the league and the Champions League. I thought this was really interesting because I think it is kind of true that if the league is, easier, between quotes, to win, then obviously the level for Spanish teams will be lower than compared to other ones in the Champions League. But I mean, if you look at Lyon, they always win the league. Obviously the French league has a very high level, but the competition really for the league is generally always Lyon, PSG. Some other teams might also be able to compete for it, but not really. Also, if you look at in Germany, Wolfsburg is first. They're like Barcelona. They've only tied one match undefeated. They've had it pretty easy in the league. Does that also mean that their level's low? Their level of competition is low in the Champions League? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that these teams are just doing really well. At least Wolfsburg and Barcelona. I will say that Lyon has tied a few games this season, but Wolfsburg and Barcelona seem really focused, and if they do meet up in the Champions League in the semifinals, it will be two wild matches, incredible matches, and I think it'll probably prove that statement wrong, because I think they're two very competitive teams. And also, Barcelona's been winning, by big margins, but that doesn't always show how the game actually was. In some of these games, there's been tough moments, it's been close, but then all of a sudden Barcelona scored. The opponent, they lose motivation, and Barcelona takes that chance, they take the opportunity, and they score 3 goals more, and they win 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, when maybe it was a really close match half an hour ago and now it's all over. So a lot of times the scorelines don't actually show the reality of the game. I think the Primera Iberdrola is a lot more competitive this season, but it is true that Barcelona are just dominating. But I think, although they always say main priority is the league, which obviously is understandable considering the fact that they haven't won it in 4 years, but I think after last year with the Champions League, I think they want to go all the way again, and obviously they're Barcelona, they're going to compete for everything. With the new Spanish Super Cup, they'll try to go for that too. The Queen's Cup, they lost it last year in the semis against Atletico Madrid. They'll go for that too. So I think the league, main priority, but they're definitely not gonna go easy in any other competition. And it's gonna be such an exciting season. And so looking at the other Primera Iberdrola matches, Atletico Madrid lost 1-0 to Sporting Huelva. Deportivo beat Espanyol 3-0. Tenerife beat Sevilla 1-0. Athletic Club tied Levante 1-1. Athletic Club scored the tying goal in the 95th minute. Real Sociedad will play Valencia today, and Real Betis will play Madrid Club de Fútbol. Rayo Vallecano beat Logroño in a close match that ended 3-2. Rayo Vallecano scoring the winning goal in the 87th minute of the game. The game actually had 6 minutes of extra time, ending in the 96th minute. Also, in the 57th minute, Logroño player Carolina Marín de la Fuente got a red card. Quite an intense match. The league standings remain as such. Barcelona first with 43 points. Atletico Madrid in second with 36. Levante in third with 30 points. Deportivo in fourth with 27 points. And Athletic Club in fifth with 24 points. They are also tied with Rayo Vallecano in sixth place, who also has 24 points. There's also more big news in Spain. The Women's Spanish Super Cup finally announced last year, and now recently the location has been announced. It will be played in Salamanca. The semis will be played on February 5th and February 6th. The final is Sunday, February 9th. The draw for the semis will be next Thursday, the 16th. The teams competing in the competition will be Atletico Madrid for winning the league, Real Sociedad for winning the Queen's Cup, Barcelona for being second in the league, and Levante for being third in the league last season. They're basically the final four in Spain. I think also it'll be kind of intense timing, because then after that, I believe the Queen's Cup begins, although the date for the draw hasn't even been stated yet. But I believe it starts around that time, so it'll be a bit crazy. But I think winning that trophy could be a big motivation boost, hopefully. Other news, which good or bad, depends on how you look at it. The She Believes Cup, the international Trophy Cup, played in March. It is believed that Spain will be one of the teams that might participate. This could be a big deal because it would be in March during matches, important league matches, and also the duel between Atleti and Barcelona in the Champions League. And obviously Spain contains mainly Barcelona players and Atleti players, and I believe the competition is in Florida. So for them having in March, I don't know exactly when, but having to travel all the way to the United States, play international games, they could be injuries, they'll get tired, they have to come back and then play important matches. It just seems very complicated. The poor players, I don't know if they'll survive. And I mean, the good thing is that Spain could play a rematch against USA after the 2-1 loss to the United States in the World Cup last summer. But I mean, it wouldn't really be fair. I mean, the US players aren't playing in intense leagues in such an intense moment like the Spanish players. I don't know. It's cool. I like the idea, but I just don't like the fact that it's played in March. I don't know if that works better for the United States players, maybe because their league starts at a different time, but I think they should move it to the summer. I think that'd be more ideal. Also, having a competition in March is just weird. Like an international competition, you're in one of the most important parts of the season, and you want to put an international competition. I feel like it definitely favors the American players more. And looking around Europe, in France, the league comes back next week. For now, Lyon is of course first in the league. In England, the big matchup between Liverpool and Manchester United was postponed because the field got flooded due to heavy rain last night. There's still no new date yet for the match. It was actually quite surprising because the match was pretty hyped up. There's a lot of people waiting for this match, and I don't know if they'll put a new date this week or if they'll just postpone it even further and have them replay it at some other point, but it's a pity because that was going to be a really good match. Staying in Manchester City won 3-1 against Everton, which brings them to 30 points, which ties them with Arsenal, who also have 30 points. Arsenal will play today against Brighton and Hove Albion away from home. If they win that, they will maintain their leader position with 33 points. Third place Chelsea will play Bristol City. If they win, they will have 29 points. In Italy, the league is back. League leaders Juventus have just won 5-1. They currently have 31 points. Second place, Fiorentina won 4-1 against Orovica, and third place, Roma beat Bari 3-0. Fiorentina has 25 points, Roma has 24. So it'll be interesting to see how that duel between those two will play out, and if they'll be able to catch up to Juventus. In Germany, the league does not come back until February. Wolfsburg are currently first. And that's the end of the second episode of the WOFO FC podcast. Thanks for tuning in again. Barcelona's next match is against Rayo Vallecano on Saturday the 18th in Barcelona at 4 in the afternoon. I'll probably be going. Maybe. I think, actually, now that I think about it, my parents are visiting, but I think they leave before the game. I'll see. But I want to go. It's the day after my birthday. That's Aitana Bamati's birthday, so hopefully it'll be a good match. It is also the last game before the match against Atletico Madrid, away from home on Sunday the 26th, I believe. And that's all for now. If you want to chat, hit me up on Twitter at YesNatalyYes. Tell me whatever you want. Tell me your dream XI for Barcelona. Whatever you want. We are also on Insta at WOFOFC. Let me know your predictions for the Rayo Vallecano match. Are you going to the match? If you're in Barcelona, go to the match if you can. The tickets are so cheap. They are literally between 3 and 7 euros. Are you kidding me? That's insane. And you can get right up to the pitch. It's fantastic. It's such a good time. If you want to go to the men's match, it's like 40 euros cheapest. One ticket. And the Johan Cruyff Stadium is really cool. It is far away. I have to take the subway, go a bunch of stops, and then switch to a tram, go a bunch of stops. I sleep on the tram. and then finally go there. And then you have to walk a bit, but it's worth it. It's really fun. Also, if you're going now, it's a bit chilly. If you're in the shade, you'll be cold, so, wear a few layers. But let me know if you're going. Let me know your predictions for the match. Thanks for listening. I'm Natalie Berezi. This is the WOFO FC podcast, and we'll see you next Monday for another episode. Bye.